Hi, it's Dr. Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how to affix a poorly formatted paper. Almost all our students, despite all their notes, because we're humans, make goofs throughout. So if you're visual, you'll automatically see the title is misplaced. If I scroll down, you're actually going to see the indents are also incorrect. Some places accidentally got saved as single space instead of double space, or you have triple indents. Anyway, this is a quick, quick, maybe not so much, but an easy way to fix your paper. Most often, the normal template is already messed up, so that does not help. I'm going to do Alt O and then P to show you. And that takes you into your paragraph. Yes, you can go through your ribbon, but it's a little bit longer. You're going to see the indentations are off. You're going to see special formatting of first line. You're going to see line spacing as double, and often the spacing is off. Usually the after is 8 point. So we have a multitude of issues here, and that was created as the normal template. So you're going to hit escape and get out. The first thing you're going to do is rebuild that normal template. I'm going to Windows R, go to my run dialog box, and I'm going to type in %app data. Now you can see that it automatically populates because we copy and paste and move things around, and our normal template can get messed up more regularly than you can believe. So %app data %\Microsoft\templates. I'm just going to go down arrow because once you insert that into your run dialog, it automatically populates. You're going to open it, you're going to hit N for normal, and you're going to delete it and get rid of it. You can also, I can't get rid of it because I'm actually utilizing it right now. So I'm not going to get rid of it, but you get rid of it. And then I'm going to show you how to rebuild it. So I'm going to Alt F4 and get out. Okay, so going to come back to this paper, and now you're going to Alt O, P, Alt O, and then P. And tab through, you want left, and you want to tab outline is body text. Your indentation, you want 0. You're going to tab to special, and you want none. Because magic happens if you have these formats set up, and we don't want magic happening. We want to actually input exactly what we want as we're navigating through, especially if you're an exclusive screen reader user. You're going to tab your spacing. You're going to make sure that says 0 before. If you tab to after, there's a high likely chance it says 8 point. Make it 0. You tab to line spacing S, and you want to set these as defaults first because to double space is Control 2. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on that. And I'm going to tab off. I'm going to set default with Alt D. I'm going to do Alt A for all documents based on the normal template. A lot of people don't understand what the normal template is. Well, you just deleted it out and now you're rebuilding it. And I'm going to Alt A and I'm going to hit enter. And that rebuilds my normal template. Another issue that you're going to have is I'm going to Alt V and then Z. I'm going to actually do many pages. Because if you send your page in, well, that's a little bit small. I'm going to go ahead and make that larger so you can actually see it. So it's 3 pages, but what happens with screen readers is they're going to talk left to right, and they're going to talk all the way across those 3 pages or 2 pages. You can Alt W and then 1 to instantaneously change it to 1 page. So if your screen reader is reading off or really odd, it's most likely in multi-page view, and your screen reader will often tell you that. That's how you get it into 1 page. If you're low vision, you probably want to make that a little bit larger so you can see it, Alt V and then Z. Oops, sorry about that, wrong command. And let's try that again, Alt V and then Z. And I'm going to hit 2 for 200% and enter. And that makes it a little bit larger so you can actually see it. So you could go through line by line, but it takes forever. What I'm going to tell you is never double space until your paper is completely done, because issues like this occur all the time. What you're going to do is Control A, and you're going to Control C, and you're going to go ahead and copy that. You're going to Control N for a new document. You're going to do Alt H, and you're going to do V to paste, and you're going to hit T for keep text only. Now Control Home. That instantaneously puts it in single space, and it gets rid of all your, well, almost all of your funky indents. You can also Control A, and you can actually get rid of it using all errors also. So I want you to Alt H, and actually it's E to go ahead and, whoops, I forgot to select that. How about we do Control A first, then Alt H, then E. Okay, so that makes sure you get rid of all format whatsoever. I'm going to up arrow. The first thing I want you to start with is the header to input that. You're going to Alt V, then H. Alt V, H. You want to write a line. We used to have to Control R, but we actually don't have to do that now. We're going to insert with Alt N, and then you're going to NU, and you're going to here, top of page, if you're using a screen reader, you can enter a right arrow. Whoops! And that did not do what I wanted to do because I hit it way too fast. Let's do it again. Alt N, NU. Got a nice little delay on my computer today. And you want to go down arrow to plain number 3. And that is going to be right aligned number. And you hit enter on that, and it instantaneously moves over. You do space bar, and you're going to go ahead and, excuse me, not space bar yet. Type in your last name and then hit your space bar. Once you have your header done, hit escape. Now, you also want to change this to the format you want. Now, Aptos is by default on papers, but your teacher may want something different. Let's say she wants Times New Roman. So you're going to Control A, Control D. Times New Roman is one of the most used APA MLA formats, and it's always a safe, if you're not really sure what to use, Times New Roman is a very safe font to use. Down arrow to Times New Roman. Tab, make sure it says regular because you're going to go in and make your headings different based on what is required. Tab again, make sure it says 12. If it doesn't, then change that. Also change default here because this is pretty regular font. You can Alt D to set as default, Alt A based on all documents based on a normal template. So that's how you set default. So every single time you open your Word document, that also will be formatted correctly. I'm going to hit enter on that. Okay, so the next thing is, once again, you do not want to double space this. You want to up arrow. If you're just a screen reader user, you're going to down arrow. And you're going to hear, any place you hear blank, I'm going to hit enter right there. You hear blank. And what happens is, if you Control 2 here, then you're going to have way too many spaces between your date and your title, how to fix your paper, your poorly formatted paper. So you're going to hit backspace, get rid of all those extra spaces. This is where a braille display comes in very handy also because it's going to have a blank line there. So you're going to continually down arrow throughout your whole paper, make sure there's no blank lines. The next thing is you're going to go ahead and Control Home. And now let's go ahead and down arrow and start correcting the issues. Down arrow, and we're going to go to the title, and I'm going to immediately Control E to format that. Well, some of this is title case, some of it's not properly formatted. I'm going to Control Shift down arrow and select that, and I'm going to do Shift F3. And that would be all capitalized. Maybe that's what your teacher wants. Change it again, that's all small letters. Change it again, and then you actually have a title case. Now, be very careful because articles such as A or 2, your teacher may not want that capitalized. It may not be enough of the proper way to type in your title based on what the specifications are of your teacher. Just Control right arrow to them and quickly change that. But this way you don't have to retype. That Shift F3 is a wonderful, wonderful option. Now I'm going to go ahead and Control down arrow. You want to focus on one thing at a time, and now we're just going to focus on indents. Control down arrow. Which takes us to the first paragraph on my braille display. I can also see it's all the way to the left, and I'm going to tab once, and your computer is going to say, or your screen reader is going to tell you 1.5 inches. That means your margin is 1 inch. 0.5 is your indent. If you're not sure about that, go to your layout, Alt P, hit M for margins. Now, normal is going to be 1 inch. Mine is in centimeters, so it's 72 point. So make sure that is set on normal. That is 1 inch all the way around. Hit escape and get out. Okay, we're going to continue to control down arrow. The next paragraph, my indents are really far away. The easiest way to do this is hit your delete. And if you don't hear 1 inch, you will see on your brow display there is no indents. Otherwise, you're going to fill 2 spaces, which is the indent on a brailler, as we know. Hit tab. As soon as you hit tab, you hear 1.5 inches. Control down arrow and continue to go all the way through. Once again, really off formatting. You're going to hit delete to move the paragraph back. Hit tab, and you're going to hear 1.5 inches. Ever in doubt, go ahead and get that back, because you will find, I've actually had students and their paragraph is all the way somehow got into the middle of the page. But that's how you correct it. If you select it all and go ahead and input it with Alt-H and then paste VT to keep text only, that corrects a lot of the issues. I'm going to go ahead and Control Home. Now, the next big thing is going to be somehow the works cited page got completely off. I'm going to go ahead and Control End. Okay, we're going to pretend, oh gosh, how are we going to pretend this? I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'm going to up arrow. I'm going to just take a paragraph, hit enter, and I'm going to hit enter periodically in here. Let's see how I want to do this. And Control right arrow moves one. And we're going to pretend these are works cited. Okay, let's go ahead and down. I'm just Control right arrowing, hit enter. And let's do that one more time so we can create and of course this is not works cited, but I need to show you how to do this properly. So we're going to Control Enter for your works cited or reference page. You're going to hit enter once, up arrow, Control E, and whether it's references or works cited, you've got your title in there. Now, what you're going to do is Control down arrow once. You're going to Control Shift End to select. You're going to Control T to make hanging indents. And now you have these beautiful hanging indents because we're humans, we make goofs. The references and the works cited pages are typically way off. A lot of students don't know hanging indent is the first line is the longest line, and every indent after that is 0.5. You will also hear this with your screen reader most often. If not, force it to tell you that. So now we go ahead and Control Home. When you finish all of this, this is the time now to do a Control A, and I want you to do a Control 2. One more thing before we are gone. I want to down arrow to date. Alt-N-D takes you to your date and time. Now, based on the paper you're doing, I'm just going to go ahead and, 7, 8 times. I'm going to hit enter on one of them, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit Control Delete to get rid of the date, and I'm going to put a date in there. So once again, based on your paper, APA, MLA, and I will tell you, teachers often have their own little specifications on what they want, so always follow that. One last thing is, if you do not change your font before you do your header, so this is the heading, name, professor name, subject, and date, that's your heading. I'm going to Alt-V and then H back to my header where I have Robinson and then the page number. And often what kids will do, I've seen this also, they'll put their last name and then just put the number 1. They're not understanding that Robinson number 1 will be on every single page, even if it's 10 pages. You have to put the auto number in there. I'm going to Control A, and I'm going to go ahead and Control D, and I need to type in TIM because I have to change that to Times New Roman also. Make sure that is corrected. So if you change your font after the fact, make sure you go back in there and change that. Okay, so those are some really quick tricks on how you fix your paper. And of course, the ideal is just set it up properly to begin with, but that's how you correct it, because a lot of the students will think they've set it up correctly and then they haven't. So you must go back if you're an exclusive screen reader user and check that format to make sure it is all correct. Okay, that is how you do properly formatted papers and the wonderful tricks and tips that go along with that. See you in the next lesson.